What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nasty Collective, episode 4. We got my boy in the house. Zeus, introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, man, you already know what the fuck it is. Zeus Almighty, Money
Zeus
Mafia,
Almighty in the building, man.
B.I.G. Ball and Glory, y'all know how to fuck with right.
Let me know a little bit of what you do.
I am a musician. I'm an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just do everything. Sing, rap, ghostwrite, breaking into producing real soon here, but that's on another day.
And why break into producing? And why haven't you?
The reason for breaking into the producing is the in-house money.
Yeah.
No outsourcing.
Right.
The reason I haven't is it just takes a lot of work.
That is some shit that you have to practice over and over, huh? It's like people don't really know how stressful that job can be, you know, when like somebody doesn't like your shit like that. You know, because you're trying to make somebody like their own voice and that shit, right? Like, That's a big issue. So it's like, you really got to know what the fuck you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to a badass producer I know, Dylan Futi. He out there. You know what it is. Shout out to my boy. But then, like, when you get into your music right now, like, what do you focus on the most?
Focus for me in music is, I don't know, just being the best at what I do.
Because we came off a hot summer, though, you know what I mean? Like, this year was pretty lit. Especially, like, that video you did over there in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
What happened with all that?
Yeah, man. My boy, CM Deluxe.
CM Deluxe is his name?
Yeah, CM Deluxe. He
Shout out CM Deluxe.
Shot the video. It turned out, like, phenomenal.
It was pretty badass.
I didn't expect it. Yeah, I didn't expect it. It was first time working with bro and building a business relationship. You know?
Mm-hmm. Especially out in Florida, that's really good that you like outsource too to like go that far just to make a video and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been that poppin' if you didn't see City. I'll tell you that much. You'd be having some crackheads and that shit and everything.
that's why I said no more.
Yeah.
That's why I said no more videos for Sioux City. I'm gonna give it one more try though, man. I'm probably do one or two. Give it a try, see how it goes. Mm-hmm. But most of my videos gonna be like out of state. I mean, because I'm from out of state, so
you don't want to be like pinpointed into city, right?
I want to be he's everywhere. He's global. He's global or internationally known.
Right.
I want to be, you know.
Speaking of internationally known people, we got Britney Spears up in the news right now. She's got freed from being owned basically by her dad and shit. You know, not exactly sure what the word is for that, but she got free today. They officially announced that she's free. She ain't under no contract or nothing like that. You know, her money back straight. Got a little video if you want to watch that. You can get up in there.
Yeah, we can watch the video.
All right, let me see what I got. I'm going to show you a little bit, you know? Get you introduced to my girl, Britney. Let me see.
I just want to drop some music.
Britney be out here dropping music too, I think. Just not the kind of music we be fucking with. You know? All right, here we go. Oh, here, let me figure something out quick. All right, here we go.
A big win today for Britney Spears as a judge finally rules that after 13 years, her conservatorship is no more.
Victory for Britney Spears. Fans go wild in downtown Los Angeles across from the Superior Court, where a judge has officially ended the 13-year-long conservatorship of Britney Spears.
I don't know about that shit. That needs to stop. That needs to be a fucking law right there. They're breaking the law with doing that dance. But what do you think about that? Being controlled for 13 years, bro. They take your money and everything. You know, every single like performance she did, like she has no bill of that. Like, you know what I mean? No control of her whole life.
It's kind of like what I was going through. You know?
Oh
with the court system.
Right.
Being at the time known as a criminal. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's like a
imagine them making you feel like you're the top shit, you're the top dog, and yet you can't have 1 cent of your dollar. That's some bullshit, man. Working all them days and shit.
That's why it's best to go independent.
No wonder, like she went kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Cut her hair, lost her kids. I mean, surprised she's still living. We're glad that she's here. We're glad that she's finally free.
Hell yeah.
It's a big win for Britney, like they said.
That's a big journey right there. But speaking of crazy people, we got Crazy Ye in the building. We also got him in the news. He sat down with Drink Champs. He did a little interview with them. I don't know if you know what Drink Champs is.
Nope.
But they lit as fuck. They always got like some lit ass interviews over there. They discuss his life and everything. And one of the major points that I got out of it is that he's kind of like a nomad. He don't chill at a crib. You know what I mean? like, he said that he moved out of his crib. So, like, he's on the move. So, completely every single state that he's at, he'll, like, post it randomly or some shit. And then, or else, like, text some of his friends, or some of his friends would know that he dropped in. And they'll be like, yo, come sleep on the couch. You know what I mean? Or come sleep in the guest bedroom, I'm guessing, because they're rich-ass motherfuckers. But, you know? How you feel about that, being a nomad and shit?
I don't know. I honestly don't know how to feel about that. I don't fuck with Kanye West.
Oh, no?
So, personally...
Why is that?
Kanye West, he weird, man. He's a fucking weirdo. But the thing is, like, I used to listen to Kanye West when I was a kid because that was Chicago, you know? Stick by our people, but that dude is a fucking weirdo.
What would you say that, like, turn your mind then? Because that's your people right there, right? That's your hometown. So what's like, because it had to be something that was like, you know, like, yeah, I can't fuck with folk, you know?
All the weird ass stuff that goes on in the news, the devil worshiper, the sleeping with fucking transgenders and all this weird shit, man, and setting churches on fire, like, it's some different shit. Dude, that's weird. I can't get with that shit. Like, that's not my cup of tea. Personally.
Yeah, because he is really wild now. It's like from the normality of what like, people would be expecting from somebody, you know?
Somebody famous as he is. This motherfucker literally just set a church on fire. Like, even if it was a little building. I think it was a building that he set up to be a church. He bought it to build it. Like, at a little ass, like, in the middle of nowhere. Did a show, and then he burned it. He burned the church.
Did he say why he burned that shit?
I don't know. He said fucking devil worship. Fuck.
Damn, yo. See, like, that's some weird shit on that side, you know what I mean? You can't be fucking with shit like that.
Can't fuck with the Antichrist, y'all.
He even got, I mean, at the end of the day, he got Charles Manson, or what's his name? He got Marilyn Manson to fuck with him, right? Yeah. They're over there at like a church service and shit. And you got Justin Bieber, too. Ain't nobody fuck with Justin Bieber. Boom, right there. Plain simple. Satanic.
I definitely fuck with Justin Bieber, though.
Dang.
Big ups to Justin Bieber. He already know. He fucking him up, though.
Alright, look. Justin Bieber's alright. We'll let him pass. We'll let him pass just because Zeus likes him. Zeus a fanboy of Justin Bieber, man. But Kanye, he ain't fucking Kanye, though. Ain't that some shit? Alright, but also in the news, we got another musician in the news, Berner. You don't know who Berner is? Berner?
Sorry, y'all know who Berner is.
CEO of Cookies?
Oh, wait, the
weed brand. Yeah. CEO Cookies. He signed on Taylor Gang.
I've never heard of this guy.
Well, Berner's a big OG, bro. Straight up, like Berner straight up is one out here making moves and shit, and like changing up the culture too. He was like, I mean, he was a hustler in the beginning of the game, you know. He was a hustler before weed was even legalized, and the motherfucker made a whole business out of it off a $10 million loan, you know. So like, he out here. But he got a new album coming out. It's called Gotti. And it's named after a guy named John Gotti. You know who that is?
Yes. Everybody knows.
John Gotti, the OG.
Everybody knows who John Gotti is.
Well, if you don't know who John Gotti is, he was one of the most powerful and dangerous crime bosses around in the United States, man. And when he was peaking, he was making about like $5 to $20 million a year. That's him being the Gambino boss. You know what I mean? So the way he was brought down, I don't know if you know a little bit about that, but just to go in a little bit, you know, a little bit in his background. He was brought down by his homie, bro. His underboss. So his underboss, Salvatore, he snitched him out to the FBI. They got him on a good, you know, little deal. So he goes and he testifies against, you know, his boss, and it's just like, damn, bro, be your own. It really be your own. They showed him like a tap wire of like Gotti talking about him and stuff and talking about some illegal shit, and they showed him that, and right away,
Rico.
You know that Rico, yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely will fuck you over, bro. And he died from cancer as well. So
wait, who died from cancer?
Gotti.
John Gotti. All right, yeah.
Yeah, Gotti died from cancer.
The Berner, though.
No. So Berner, speaking of cancer and Berner recently was diagnosed with cancer. So that's what we're talking about right now. That's why he's in the news right now, because my boy got diagnosed with cancer. So it's like every move he's making right now, he's strategizing, he's planning for the next 5-10 years, be like without him, you know what I mean? So it's like in his mind, he once said that like he's being realistic about this shit. He's like, the business is gonna go beyond me. It's like how I say around here, I'm like, ain't nobody bigger than the program. You know what I mean? He knows that shit. He understands it. And when you understand it, that's that boss mentality, you know?
Okay.
You ain't on some little kid shit no more. So he's planning for the next 10 years without him. So he's like making plans and shit, making hustles and all this shit. So every move that he's making it big now. And just want to play a little video of him talking about that cancer shit. So let's get up in there. I fuck with Berner heavy, actually.
This motherfucker is a rapper and
yeah,
the
CEO,
the
bro.
The cookie guy.
Yo, after this, listen to some Berner. Promise you, you'll like him. Or if you don't, then bro. I mean, I don't know about you actually. You'd be liking just Bieber or Kanye.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Taylor Swift over Kanye all day.
Hey, I respect it. You know what I mean? I do respect it. All right, let's see. Make this shit.
Good morning. I want to thank my partner, Parker. I love you, brother. My partner,
you ever seen Homeboy?
And my doctor, Jordan. My doctor told me another 6 months to a year without addressing this, and it would have been a wrap for your boy. And that's scary to think, but the reality kicked in, and all this came about as a fluke. I went in to get a blood test to see if my antibodies are strong against COVID. My doctor is the only doctor in the country that administers this test to screen for cancer early. I had no symptoms. I had no symptoms of cancer at all. And I took the test, and we discovered colon cancer, and did a colonoscopy. Found out that it was there was a tumor in there, a cancer in there.
That's crazy, yo.
Came into UCSF. Thank you, everyone at UCSF. They've been treating me great here. We did a surgery. Surgery was supposed to be 4 hours. It lasted about 7.5, 8 hours. They removed about a foot of my colon, and I'm recovering. But
that's crazy, yo. He said that he just went in for a check-in and he found out he got cancer coming out of that bitch. He just went to go check up on himself, bro. Comes out with cancer. That's nuts, dude. And he was saying that, like, I mean, he goes on in that video and he talks about, like, the main point of the video is that motherfuckers don't know. He's like, my brown and black brothers, they don't know that, like, out of nowhere, it just switches, you know? He caught it early. He said, he's like, my doctor's the only one in the U.S. that administers this test. And he caught it early. So he's like, what happens to the people that are already having that shit and then they don't even realize it till it gets fucking bad and you feel the symptoms, you know? So it's like, because you're broke, you live a shorter life, man. It really is like that. You in poverty, you're living a shorter life. And that's just like, it shouldn't be like that, you know? We should all have like an equal opportunity to like live.
Yeah,
So
but them rich people, they also manifested they manifested their destiny, you know?
I mean,
like, we can't, everybody can't, like, I used to think that, oh yeah, I deserve everything that them people deserve. But I realized that they did something to get that shit.
Okay, but then it's like, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, okay, so the U.S., I'm not even sure the numbers, but let's just say if you would have cut it in a fucking cake, it'll probably be like 60% white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those people that are already been here, like, okay, so my family, I'm probably second generation here in the United States. That's early as fuck. That's early as bloodline. So, like, my shit, I ain't getting no inheritances when someone dies in my family. I'm getting debt. You know what I mean? Because I got to put them on the floor. So these white people are getting inheritance. So now they're just balling. So it's not even that everybody did something. It's that your family, your bloodline has money and you have this opportunity to go find yourself a job when you're young, to go find yourself like financial responsibility, to go have that knowledge. Because they say that the biggest issue with poverty is financial illiteracy. You don't know how to spend money, you don't know how to make money, and you don't know how to save money. That's the biggest issues. You rather spend money right now to live better right now. But why? Because our lives fucking suck out here, you know? So you rather take that loan, get that washer for them clothes, you know? You rather take that loan, get that big TV because you're chilling at crib anyways. You work fucking 7 days a fucking week, you know? So it's like, man, like what I think is that I'm trying to advocate a lot for being at home more. For motherfuckers not working so much. I think 40 hours a week is too much. Even though, like, we strong because we think that's little. We want that overtime, you know what I mean? But if you really think about it, 40 hours a week, man, that's 80 hours 2 weeks. Like, you just keep adding it up. You're spending more time at work than you ever do with your family.
Yeah,
know?
That's the goal because you sleep
about
sucks.
8
hours. You sleep about 8 hours. So 8 hours, that's 16 hours. You feel me? It's 24 hours in a day. You know,
that's crazy.
You know? So
like half of your day is already gone on some responsibility shit. And not even on some responsibility shit, on some surviving shit.
But it's the survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's 2021. You gotta wake up and go get it. If you ain't gonna wake up and go get it, it's another motherfucker that's gonna wake up and go get it before you. You just can't be the last person in the race.
But that's why you see like I don't mean to speak a lot on white people like that because I don't want to just put them in like a group.
Target, yeah. You know,
but at the end of the day, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, the way I see it is the white people are afraid right now because the minority are getting richer and richer by the day. Because more of the minority are starting to realize how you just said, you got to put that little hustle in there and then you'll start seeing shit blossom up. They're starting to realize that shit, you know? So it's like, okay, when I was in Dallas, Texas, I was getting a haircut one time and I saw a youngin' come in about like 17. And then he sits down and we're all talking shop. And then Ice Cube comes up and he's like, Ice Cube? Who's that? I'm like, you don't know who Ice Cube is? You don't know who fucking Ice Cube is? And he's like, nah, he straight up didn't know. Why? Because he's not educated on shit. This motherfucker don't even know who Ice Cube is, bro. Because he don't have the power to go, like, educate himself. That's why when you saw, like, Hitler back in the day, that motherfucker went straight for the books. He burned the books. Why? Because education is power, bro. You know? And if you don't have that shit, then what the fuck are you doing? I saw a group of people trying to get reprimands for the black culture or the black community. They're trying to get money, but it was all white people. And where they invest the money, they invested into a basketball court in Chicago. Like, man, what the fuck's a basketball court gonna do? Why not invest that shit to a school, bruh? You know what I mean?
Look, that shit ain't gonna never change.
That's crazy.
And once everybody realizes that it ain't gonna never change, that's when they will be able to conquer the worst fears, man. Mm-hmm. Like me, I don't blame white. All right, so like not to like specify people and categorize people, but yeah, white people are privileged. It's unfortunate for everyone else and more fortunate for them.
Right.
But like you said, they're afraid. But they like you got to give them a reason to be afraid. A positive reason to be afraid. Yeah. Of course, a motherfucker, anybody gonna be scared of somebody, some random motherfucker with a gun. Oh, this motherfucker! And then you think they don't want to. You think
say like on what you just said. Not to mean I don't mean to cut you off or anything, but exactly what you just said right there. Someone's always gonna be afraid of a gun. There's people right now that are protesting for Kyle Rittenhouse to be freed. That motherfucker had a gun, but what's the difference? That motherfucker's white.
All right,
that's the only difference there. You know
I understand, and that is one of the things that pisses me off because I don't like that shit. I don't do the racist shit.
Yeah.
I don't try to think about race. I try not to put that, but it's sad that's the world we living in. It's sad that's the world we always been living in. Like me as a young person, I grew up knowing about that. Fortunately for me, I educated myself.
Yeah,
I wasn't the person that was going to school. I was in private school. I went to private school. I was a street kid. I was suspended all the time and still was on the honor roll.
Yeah.
I had books in my backpack in the hood, trapping with books in the backpack. Oh, after I finish moving this pack, I'm about to go motherfucking read these books. Mm-hmm. You got to self-educate because ain't nobody going to show you anything unless you actually ask for that help. You got to ask for the help, that jumpstart, that push. Like, today I told my girl, I was like, man, you the extra push I need, man.
Right.
You know? Because she like, hey, get your ass up. Go. Don't you got to work? I mean, yeah. Get out the bed, babe. I mean, you know what? I need to get up because I got to be to work in an hour, even though it don't take me an hour to get there. It's that having someone to remind you that this is your responsibility. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't have guidance, but a lot of people don't want guidance, you know? Like, to me, it's you got to have a plan in life. That plan is what you stick to get you through anything, no matter what. My plan has always been to take my family to the promised land.
Yeah.
Which is to win and succeed in life. Exactly. I've been to prison so many times, jail so many times, I've messed up in life so many times, but every time I've gotten out, I've always ended on track. And everybody's like, how the fuck does he do that? He comes right back and picks up right where he left off. Right there. It doesn't matter because this is my plan. This is my plan. I know what I want to do in life, and I know what I got to do to get to where I got it.
It's like all this shit that I'm doing, this podcast and like all the YouTube shit, I didn't come up with this shit. You know what I mean? I saw a motherfucker walk, so now I'm trying to run. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's just how this whole thing is. And right now, you're being a pioneer for your younger brother. You know? Because without you, you wouldn't have seen all the experiences you've been through. So then it's like, all right, now you're a step forward. You know? So that's like when that generation, like, decline or incline comes through because, like, some families just start completely straight where they don't know who the fuck came before them. Yeah. You know? So it's like, Motherfuckers don't know their past, bro. How you supposed to succeed in this life? You got to start right over. So now you're the history for your futures, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we're working with right now. That's where we're at right now. And that's how I see myself too, is like, if I don't do this shit, my whole family's not going to eat. You know, that's my mentality. I'm just like, I need to build this shit up. Because the same way you did it, like my girl asked me the other day, how you know all this shit? How you know do this and that? I stayed inside, you know? I stayed inside. I learned. I fucking sat right in front of a computer. I kept doing that shit for hours and hours. You know, everything I do over and over and over and over until I got that shit muscle memory. You know? And that's just how it is. That's how you build your fucking confidence in yourself too. But since we're talking about that dark ass subject about Kyle Rittenhouse, I want to go back to that a little bit. And just because he's in the news right now, they had a court case that just happened. Motherfucker cried like a bitch. Cried like a fucking bitch. Straight up. And like, I'm not afraid to say my opinion on him because, again, if it was a black dude that did that shit, they would have been all over that motherfucker. That motherfucker would have been sentenced already.
He would have died.
Yeah, they would have shot him right then and there. And
he wasn't making it to jail.
This dude's running on self-defense right now. And the army called in 500 National Guard or 500 whatever the fuck they called in to secure the area right after this court case goes down and shit. Because they ain't taking no chances.
There's extra protection for somebody that just murdered somebody, though. Like, that's what people don't understand. If somebody, like, it's been innocent black people that done went to jail for murders and then, like, finally getting out. But there wasn't no extra security for them. Like, it's just a difference. This is the world we live in, guys. Y'all gotta wake up, educate yourselves, man.
That's why, like, if you really are on the lower income, and it's not even color at that point, bro. It's just if you're on the lower income, you really gotta try to survive out here because that's all you can do, you know? Our entire day is filled with how am I gonna eat for the next week, you know? Instead, it should be like, all right, what can I do? What's my purpose on this earth? What am I trying to do? But me and you, we take that free time that we should be having with our family, some, you know, shit, and we fucking work on ourselves. We work to get our family up. And that's the issue. But then you got motherfuckers like Kyle Rittenhouse that get off the fucking cuff easy as fuck. I doubt you. I'm saying it right now. He's not going to get first degree. He's not going to get second. And he's not going to get manslaughter. I think they're throwing it, bro. I'm going to be straight. I think they're not going to charge him. But, so, if you don't know who Kyle Rittenhouse is, he was a 17-year-old kid. And he shot 3 people, killed 2. It was during a protest for Jacob Blake, and he was a black man that got gunned down by the police. And they started a riot, and this is like right after George Floyd and everything like that. So it was like, there was already like a combination of riots going on, you know? And Kyle Rittenhouse, him and his homies, him and his white alliances, and that's how they said it, you know? And I'm just saying how they said it. And they all got together and they said that they were going to go down there to protect the businesses. Quote, protect the businesses, unquote. Straight up. That's what they said that they're going to do. Now, 17-year-old ain't got no business holding a fucking AR. 17-year-old ain't got no business even holding a fucking gun. You know what I mean? Like that, you ain't trained as shit. And then he said that he took his stimulus money and bought the gun with the stimulus money. So he hasn't even had that shit that long before the fucking shooting itself. So like, he out here. He really out here. But he was arrested on first-degree murder. But now we're trying to see what he's going to get charged with. And they also say that if he is charged, that he's going to be a right-wing mascot. He's going to be a right-wing martyr. Where they're going to be like, yeah, that's the reason we're fucking down. That's the reason you guys hate us, shit like that. You know, they're going to use that shit as fuel. And if he doesn't get charged, then that just shows other people that murder's okay. You know what I mean? Murder's alright. So we're gonna watch a little video of them discussing like the court case and shit and go into depth with this. So we might watch this whole thing here.
I just hope everything stays peaceful. City can't have any more of this.
This morning there's a quiet tension in the city of Kenosha as the prosecution and defense prepare to deliver closing arguments in the homicide trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. The governor is urging people outside Kenosha to avoid the city this week.
I think everyone's kind of in limbo, scared. We're really fragile right now.
Rittenhouse is charged with 6 crimes related to the night he shot 3 people, killing.
I'm gonna pause it where they're rioting right here. So that's him. He shot a motherfucker right here coming at him. But I think he already has shot somebody at this point, and that's why they're charging him, because he ran away from shooting somebody. They're saying that he's running on self-defense
with
still.
6 crimes related to the night he shot 3
is that
people,
self-defense?
killing 2
Watch
and
this one right
wounding
here.
another with an assault rifle during protests following the police shooting of a black man. The most serious charge
Look,
is
I'm gonna be real.
intentional
Hold on, let me
homicide.
pause it again. This shit bothered me. The way she says this shit bothers me. And this is news, bro. This is the news, and like when motherfuckers be hearing this shit, this is all they're hearing. And I don't know why, but it just bothered me.
Killing 2 and wounding another with an assault rifle during protests following the police shooting of a black man.
The police shooting of a black man. They couldn't even say his fucking name. Like they wouldn't say the police shooting of a white man. When have they ever said some shit like that? Why is it always the fact that like it's a black man? They always gotta put it like that, you know? Even on all the articles that I was reading, like how you just saw me read it about him, like it goes black man first. You know what I mean?
It's just
some shady shit.
It's just the world, bro.
It's the world. The world's some shady shit, yo.
The most serious charge is intentional homicide. Rittenhouse testified it was self-defense.
So I didn't do anything wrong. I defended myself.
Right.
That's right, run.
Some say it was an emotional moment. Others say it was all for show.
You do a little better than Travis Scott. A little better.
Tweeting, what tears? I didn't see one. The judge in the case said he's inclined to let the jury consider some lesser charges, but he hasn't issued his final ruling.
Because this case hasn't gone so well for the prosecution, the request for lesser included offenses is probably more to get some conviction on any crime, because they may not be feeling too confident about first-degree homicide at this point.
You see, now they're even trying to step down just to make sure he gets convicted.
And the final 12 will be randomly selected out of this drum. What are you expecting to hear in closing arguments come Monday?
Look for the prosecution to focus on the fact that Kyle Rittenhouse was there for a gun, and they say that's because he was looking for trouble. But look for the defense to take the jury back to the elements and the burden of the prosecution, which is not only to prove each and every element of the crime, but to disprove beyond a reasonable doubt Kyle Rittenhouse's claim of self-defense.
An additional flashpoint in this case.
And they also try to say that it's all okay because one of the guys is like what's it called? Like a predator type of shit where he's done shit with like minors and shit.
Sexual predator.
Yeah, you know? So it's like that's why they're saying it's all good and shit, but like who the fuck was he to judge that, you know? Who the fuck are you to play God, you know what I mean? So like if I saw one time that a guy in jail killed a rapist, a child rapist. And he went to jail completely for life for that shit. So if, like, he went to jail just for killing one guy, this motherfucker killed 2. And one of them wasn't a rapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he shot another guy.
He had his hands up.
That's what I'm saying.
He said, don't shoot me, bro.
And he still shot that motherfucker.
But
So that's all we got. That's all the topics I got for you today, my boy. Is there anything that you want to, like, any last closing thoughts that you thinking about right now?
For me, nah, man. Y'all just be on the lookout for the album, man. Have God, Have Goat coming soon.
Have God, Have Goat?
Yeah.
What got you on that? Because you really with this big, like, mythology kind of shit, you know what I mean? With the gods and all that.
Oh, yeah,
we on the same shit over here, too.
Yeah, you know I'm focused on changing my name, low-key.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
I want to change my name to... I want to change my name to Chiron.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's the centaur for the Sagittarius.
Oh, shit.
Feel me?
What got you feeling that, though?
Being deeper into the astrology part, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been lately looking into the signs of all the other shit, like Sagittarius, Scorpio, all this weird shit. I don't know what got me started looking into the signs. I just randomly started. And then I learned that Chiron is Nymph, the son of a nymph. He's a half god. He's a half god. He's it sounds weird, bro. He was he's a baby. He was birthed by a horse.
Right.
So like.
So you half horse, half god.
Half man.
Oh.
So he's half horse, half man.
So he's a centaur.
He's a centaur.
Yeah.
Which he was mentored by Apollo.
Oh shit.
The god of art, music, all that type of shit, you know. So it kind of makes sense because I feel like that's been my thing. Art has been my go-to.
No, I definitely think it sounds like clean too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're calling the brand. So I got like Nasty Co. That's Nasty Collective. You know what I mean? But then we're gonna have like the fashion brand as well. So the fashion brand is called Rocket and Roll. That's what we're calling it. Cause like, you know, you just rock it and you roll, man. You know what I mean? Like you take that shit, you go. And the shirt, it's got Medusa on it. Now, the story behind Medusa is fucked. That's why we're choosing her. So, like, a lot of people, or what's the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear Medusa?
Being a rape victim.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so you're into it. That's the only reason you know.
Yeah.
When other motherfuckers, like, look at Medusa or, like, see Medusa, what do you think? What do you think
Versace.
Oh, yeah?
That's what, when people see Medusa, when the world sees Medusa, they look at it as Versace, because that's who is the Versace logo. It was a lion, and it was, before it was the lion, it was Medusa. I think they still use the Medusa head too, because it's on the belt. Nowadays, you got some shit that be a lion on the Versace. And I be
you a little too rich for me, though. All right? So let's bring it back down. I don't think any of my people think of Versace. I'll be real with you.
Oh, Medusa?
I think that's just like on some, if you be wearing it, you be on it. You know what I mean?
What? The stone?
But yeah, I think that motherfuckers just think of it like a monster, you know?
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers are like, oh shit, she gonna kill motherfuckers, you know, shit like that. Where it's like this dark fucking just eerie feeling next to her. Like that's how they depict her in every of the movies. She's always killing motherfuckers, you know? But how you just said she's a rape victim. And do you know anything about that? Like any of the story? Should I break it down real
Yes,
quick?
I do know about it, but I mean...
Okay, I'll break it down for you real quick.
I'm too high to be trying to go into this.
So Medusa, she was a rape victim and Poseidon raped her.
Yeah.
So Poseidon was chasing her down, saying, "What's good? What's happening?" And she wouldn't want to have any of that shit. So she ran to Athena's Colosseum, and Athena is this like virgin goddess of like beauty and war. And she's like, "I'm not fucking with any of that shit. Like, I'm not fucking with sex. I'm a virgin. I'm a pure virgin. You know, like she's with that." And Medusa comes running into the Colosseum, yelling, "Athena, help! Athena, help!" And she don't hear it, or she hears it but doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
And then Poseidon's right up on her, fucking grabs Medusa, rapes her in the Colosseum, and then Athena comes in, sees it going down, and misinterprets it as they going on, they get it on in my fucking temple. The disrespect on this bitch. So what she does, she can't punish Poseidon. He's another god. Can't fuck with the god, the main three. You know what I mean? So she goes to Medusa. Curse her for eternity with the snake head, and every man you look at, every person you look at will turn into stone.
So she'll never find love.
Yeah, you know, so no one will ever look at her as this beauty anymore. And what I think is just that, like, that shit happens too many times here in the real world, you know what I mean? That shit happens way too many times. So, like, we trying to, like, just send a message, like, you know, we rock with you, you know what I mean? We trying to send a little positivity out there. But that's the whole clothing brand right there. That's the first t-shirt. And it's going to have Pegasus in the back, too. So that shit will be lit.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be nice.
Yeah, so be on the dropout for that drop next weekend. Be on the lookout for that drop next weekend, not the dropout. Yeah. And
don't drop out just to get a shirt now.
Hell yeah, or do. But, all right, Zeus. That's it. That's all we got for the show. How you feeling?
Man. I'm feeling pretty good. Man.
Hell yeah. All right, Zeus. I appreciate you coming through, my homie. You know, always doing this shit. I appreciate all of it.
All right. Yep.
Appreciate it, G.
Yep. And my focus on this earth is just to stay on topic. I swear to God, these the charts, then you know I'm a topic. I cannot stop because I'm on fire. I'm the hottest. Everything I do is for the dollar. All about the profit. I can't let them try me now, so I'm not with the nonsense. I get the sparking out this clip every time that they talking. I'm a dragon, real nigga, know I breathe fire often, and I can't play with them and never till I'm dead in the coffin. I be clever with these words, also clever with these verbs, also in my lane, so I never can just swerve. If you talking, I got work. What you need, I pull up serve. It's about that.
Okay. We out here with sound effects and